Hey, everybody. This message is really important. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear that it is not your fault. I want you to hear that, do not take offense to people who are taking offense at what you're doing. As many of you who may have been following me and seeing my different videos for some time, I am all about encouraging people and helping them to, break barriers and to really live going after their goals and, living up to their potential. I believe that everybody is made with impact, and I feel like it's a real shame for us to waste that. And so my work is all about, breaking those barriers, breaking the whole thing, things that make society or what they say about your place, like, because you are this race and because you make this amount of money, or because you come from this city, you will do X. But you know that X is really not what you're meant to do. You're actually meant to do Y. And so I help people to do Y, and I want to inspire people to do Y. But when you go ahead and you want to do Y, you got people who discourage you. And it's hard because some of your biggest discouragers actually end up being the people that are closest to you sometimes. And I think that that's usually hard. It's not everybody, but I'm talking about a very specific circumstance. So I don't want anybody to just be like, think that this is a blanket statement. But it happens commonly enough that, I think a lot of people who come across this video are going to be able to resonate with. And so my encouragement to you is to let you know that it is not your fault. Like the things that they're saying to you, or the ways that they discourage you, and the way that they kind of seem to hate on you and what you're doing, is not a reflection of you. So do not pick it up, and understand that when they are saying something, it's more of a reflection of themselves than it is of you. And so I'm not going to claim to know everything, but what I can say about this topic is that really, when you are going after your goals, when you are being that forerunner or that trendsetter or that pioneer, it threatens everyone else who isn't doing that. You know what I mean? So really, what I've come to learn in my own personal life and just in the world around me is that we do a lot to run away from things like shame and guilt. We will go to extremes, some of us more than others. I have been learning the more healthier ways to overcome that. But when you hear people discuss things like I don't know, like personality disorders, when you're thinking about things like that, of that nature, what goes on up here, a lot of these things are formed to help us escape from things like shame or guilt. We don't want to feel like it's our fault. We don't want to feel judged. We don't want to feel condemned. And, I know for myself, I have to fight that temptation to not come into, bad coping mechanisms and things like that in an effort to escape that, right? So going back, you are the person, right, who is deciding, I'm not going to let what society tells me, what they say my demographic is supposed to look like and be, and how far I'm supposed to go. You say, I'm going to break that ceiling. I'm going to do what I know I'm meant to do, right? So you go in that, and there are others around you who, for some reason or another, you'd really just have to ask them, they aren't doing that. And so when you do that, it comes off as a threat, because something too as well is that when you do something, it's proof that it can be done, right? So if you the viewer are friends with me and I'm watching you progress, and say I grew up with you, then I'm like, wait a minute, wow, like this person is super successful. I knew them. I'm close with them. So when you're elevating and advancing, and in my mind it says, normal normal people can do this too. So you being the quote unquote normal person from the block that they knew, they grew up with, or or that your family with, whatever, insert X, and they see you but they weren't able to do it, then it's just like, man, what am I doing? It can be this comparison game, of like, wow, like if they did it but I didn't, like there must be something wrong with me. And so in an effort, I'm not saying this is everybody, in an effort to escape that shame that they feel of saying like, wow, I could have done that, or I should have been doing that, some people will go to the extremes of, you know, just tearing down the things that you've built, discouraging you from building, or trying to tear down what you have built so that you can come back and that they can feel a little bit more comfortable about where they're at in life. Because again, we don't know what exactly is processing up here for them unless we would ask them, and unless they would be truthful with us about what it is that they're thinking. But for some reason or another, they didn't choose the same path as you did. You know what I mean? I'm not going to attempt to get in their mind, but for some reason they did not. Something held them back, and them seeing you do what you do brings about an inner frustration for them. So again, when they see you and when they talk about you and when they try to come at you with some heat, it's not about you. It's not about you. So do not be discouraged. This is a lesson I'm preaching to myself right now. You know what I mean? So one of the things that is awesome is that I have been given a lot of wisdom about this stuff, but I'm also in the learning phase as well. So I've got enough command that I can present it to you, but it's also like, all right, at least don't forget now what you taught the people. That's still for you. That still applies to you. So with humility, I also received this lesson, and just want to encourage you with that this is the time to go after your dreams. It sounds cliche, but it's a real thing. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so go ahead and take them. You don't know if you can't do it if you ain't never tried. And again, if you have been gifted with the passion and the talent to do something, most likely you're meant to do it. So don't phase yourself out of it. Even when the people you thought would support you don't trick yourself out of what is in store for you. Keep going, keep pushing, don't give up. You got this, and trust and believe the people that do support you will have your back. You will have the right community, you will have the right support, you will have the right mentorship if you're not sure how to go forward with it at first. And even just along the way, I think mentorship and advice is just good in general. Even when you think that, oh, I've made it, there's still some good community you can have with that. So that's really my message to all of you watching today. I hope that it encouraged you. Keep in touch with me if you have any questions, and you want to know more. I do have a mailing list, so if you want some more good daily encouragement, daily tips, and just different things, go ahead and subscribe to that. I also have some other resources which you can find on your own time. I'm not gonna say that, but a lot of this info will be in the description. But yeah, go on, be your best self, and stay encouraged, and keep pushing. Till next time, I will see you.